Welcome to Enigma Daily, everybody. Tuesday edition. You know how we do around here on Tuesdays? We talk about UFOs, UAPs, and unidentified aerial phenomenon or unidentified flying objects. Just all around, strangeness going on in the skies. So we got a good article came to us today. It's a historical article that was recently released in October 28th, right? And we're going to dig into something that's just now coming into the I don't like to use the word mainstream media, but the disclosure is picking up more and more as we go. And it's talking about, let me click and bring this up real fast here. It's an article that's dated back that talks about how we knew about UFOs and UAPs and other strangeness going on in our skies as early as 1949. And that extensive research was done, shocker, in secret between 1949 and 1958. We're going to dig into the article. This article, as always, will be the link to this article will be in the description of the video. You're free to go in there and check it out. I highly recommend you take it out. It's about a 7-minute article read, but I'll break it down for you so you don't have to, but at least you know where the source is at. So let's get into this. Between 1949 and 1948, astronomers secretly used a 1.2 meter telescope at the, I'm going to get this right, Palomar Observatory in California. And this was not a one-off. Again, they did this for a solid 9 years. And what they were doing is they wanted to take a look at systemic sky surveys is what they want to call this, right? That's the official story. They were just wanting to conduct a survey of our skies for unknown reasons for 9 years, right? And what they did is they took 2,000 glass photographic plates. Now, to give you what these looked like, these are, imagine an old record glass, and they had 2,000 of these, and what they would do is they were using these to take pictures of the sky and record them, right? About the size of a vinyl record. I think those are coming back into the play right now. And they only did it over the night sky. And this was before the first satellite ever was put into space, right? And before Sputnik ever launched, right? Now, in the 1990s and early, all the way through the 2000s, they took the time to carefully take every one of these 2,000, glass discs, and they digitized them, right? And with the recent, introduction of AI, they were able to then take all 2,000 of those digitized discs and start analyzing them, right? And I'm going to tell you what they found. The research back in the 1948s, right? Or it was more recently, I think it is, I couldn't find it. Either it was by astronomer Beatrice Villarreal and her colleagues under the project of VASCO, vanishing and appearing source during a century of observation, using modern image processing software, so this must be fairly new, on the digitized plates. They searched for transient, short-lived, star-like flashes that appear in a single exposure and then vanishing the next. Basically, twinkling stars in the night is what they tell you what they were looking for. It wasn't. They knew exactly what they were looking for. They're looking for UFOs, UAPs, and strangeness in the skies. Under the guise that, they just wanted to see how a star fades or blinks, right? And this is astounding what they found out, right? Over those 2,000 glass photographic discs that they found, the vinyls, right, that they found, they turned up more than 107,000 transient objects. And that is far more than what they expected to see. And the conclusion is that for the longest time and still today, our night sky is a highway of UFO, UAP, extraterrestrial. I personally think it's terrestrial traffic in our night skies, dating back as early as 1949, but probably since the beginning of time this is going on, right? And what also they found is that there was a direct correlation between these disks and activity when known nuclear tests were taking place on the Earth. Twice as likely, right? So whatever was going on, or whatever these things are in the sky, they got more active when we were doing nuclear tests here on the Earth, right? And again, it goes into all this other. After that, man, the article just totally devolves into weather balloons, space junk. There was no space junk. Sputnik hadn't even, been launched yet. The same old tired excuses, or the same old tired lies that they try to tell you, like, oh, it's a weather balloon, oh, it's anomaly, oh, it's swamp gas, or whatever, or nuclear fallout in high altitude, which is another lie. What it is, and what has always been, is craft of some sort, or a mode of transportation of some sort that we as humans do not understand. And how that breaks down is that, I've said this for a long time, I've been to the UAP hearings, I've been into Congress, I've met Lou Elizondo, I've met Jeremy Boring, I've met all these people, right? Jeremy Corbell, I'm sorry. I met these people, right? And I've talked to them, and I've had conversations with them. And I'm telling you right now, these crafts are not traveling millions and millions of years to get here. And they're not traveling millions and millions of light years to get to the Earth. They're already on the Earth. There is some form of mode of transportation that they're using on the Earth, absolutely, but they are not coming from, billions of light years away. And I know I don't want to devolve this into, are they aliens? Are they demons? On the Ancient Enigma Files, my main channel, I just use the term the not us's. They're just not us, right? I don't know what they are. But they're definitely, angels are extra dimensional, interdimensional. So would aliens, I guess, fall in that same category. But whatever they are, they're the ones using this craft. Sorry. And they're coming out of the oceans. They're coming out of the earth. The Bible talks about those who live on the earth, in the waters. Book of Revelations talks about how they're going to rip things out of the earth. And even the people in the waters, no one will be safe when the judgment happens. All this stuff, right? So it is fairly interesting to me. I think it's extremely interesting to me that, and again, the timing of this as well is not questionable whatsoever. They are totally in the process of doing a soft disclosure or a hard disclosure about how we're not alone in here. What's going on, Robert? Nice to see you, buddy. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, buddy. Just talking to the live chat over there. They're totally rolling this out right now. They know, and they have known for a long time, that we're not alone on this earth. We've never been alone on this earth. And we share this earth, I think, with multiple creatures and multiple beings that go beyond our understanding. And I do think, and I've said this before, that we are the most dangerous species on this earth, right? And we just have not achieved our potential yet. We are wonderfully and fearfully made. Keep that in mind, right? But the UFO, UAP disclosure, I have almost lost complete interest in it because, again, I've already figured out what they are. They're already here. They're not traveling from outer space to come down here. And they've known about it since as early as 1949, according to this article. And they've known about it, if you look at historical biblical paintings 10,000 years ago, 15,000 years ago, cave art, they've always been in the sky. Checking it out. So, but I do think it's interesting with the timing that they're rolling out. Also, it's also interesting that they're rolling these things out always right when we're about to do something military-wise. We're about to tune up Venezuela for probably legitimate reasons. I'll do that on the show later. People don't understand about the Venezuela concept on how, they're in bed with Russia, China. They are producing drugs. They take those drugs to, Panama, Cuba, all these other places, and that's how they get in the United States of America. But anyways, it's not important. UFOs and UAPs are real. They're letting you know that they're real. They are. I don't know when they're going to shoot their shot on this, introduce these beings, aliens, demons, whatever you want to call them. Literally this morning I caught ChatGPT telling me bold-faced lies, right? And again, if that's what I'm supposed to be scared of in the future, I'm totally not. ChatGPT is just Google. That's easier to use, period. That's it. Anyways, so good stuff, though. I am interested in UFOs. I am interested in UAPs. And again, they already proved that, again, if you go look this up, I have an episode about it. Earlier this year, they were doing the mass UFO, UAP sightings all up and down the East Coast. Turns out that was Palantir. Peter Thiel was doing that, and that's why they were hushing it up, right? And I guess there's laws on the book that when they test those drones, they don't have to tell anybody. So that's something, of course, that's not a shocker with our government. But anyways, you guys, it is a good read. Hit the link in the article, in the description of the video. Hit the link, go in there and take a look at it. It is read. If you have a different opinion on what these UFOs and UAPs are, let me know. But they've been here a long time. They are transmedium. They can go in and out of the oceans at high speed. And we have been reverse engineering them probably since the 50s ourselves, right? So do us a favor. If you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up. We're the sister channel of the Ancient Enigma Files. We've almost broke 50 subscribers. I think that's pretty cool. Our goal is to get to 1,000, then 10,000, then 100,000, etc., etc. 10x this bad boy. If you're interested in my long form content, go back to the landing page. You'll see the Ancient Enigma Files up there. Click on that. Go over there and enjoy our extensive library of interviews and longer deep dives. We're on our episode 102 right now, so pretty proud of that as well. So you guys, that's how we do around here for today, and I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Robert, thanks for hanging out with us, and we will check you guys tomorrow with a brand new live, probably doing something paranormal or biblical. So we are out.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.